kalusugan at ekonomiya. Paano ba ito babalansehin? Makakausap natin si Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo. At pwede rin po kayong sumali sa ating talakayan. I-post po ang inyong mga tanong o komento sa ating Facebook Live. Magandang hapon, Yuse Castelo.
Hi, Ruth. Good afternoon.
Ma'am, pabor po si Secretary Lopez na luwagan na yung quarantine restrictions sa Metro Manila. Halimbawa, sama na rin dyan yung pag-iklian yung curfew hours. No? Ano ba ang inaasahang magiging epekto niyan sa ating ekonomiya at bakit sinusulong po yan ng Trade Department?
Kasi pagka lumuwag na yung quarantine restrictions natin, yung operational capacity ng existing businesses that are currently operating, lalaki na rin yung mga 30%, magiging 50%, 50% will become 75%, and then dadagdag na rin yung mag-o-open pa na negosyo. And then curfew hours, example for restaurants, mas magiging mataas yung turnover nila ng customers pagka humaba yung curfew hours natin. Pagka mas maraming oras na nakakapag-operate yung businesses. That's why we want it.
Pero yung Metro Manila Council kasi yan yung grupo ng mga mayors, no? Gusto nila manatili pa sa GCQ ang Metro Manila. Paano po kaya yan? And they are set to meet this Sunday, I think, at ipepresent daw yan sa IATF.
Actually, for Secretary Lopez kasi, regardless of any restriction, kahit na MGCQ siya or GCQ pa lang, ang importante kasi sa atin, the discipline, yung personal discipline natin, and then following the protocol strictly, tayo mismo, and then the establishments. Kaya actually, regardless of any quarantine, basta madagdagan sana yung makakapag-operate na negosyo. And then the curfew hours, kung pwedeng habaan ng konti or tanggalin na lang altogether, mas magiging pabor sa mga negosyo.
So paano po mangyayari dyan when you say madadagdagan yung sa mga negosyo? For example, yung mga dine-in restaurants right now, ano ba tayo? 30, 50%? So,
at 50%.
Okay.
Dine-in restaurants are now at 50%. So lahat ng 50% ngayon in GCQ, in MGCQ, magiging 75% na sila until we graduate to 100%. So yung restaurant capacity ngayon na 50%, when we go to MGCQ, 75 na siya together with all the other businesses. And then, yung mga ibang negosyo na hindi pa allowed mag-operate ngayon under GCQ, like driving school, language, yung mga live events natin, concert areas, baka pwede na rin silang makapag-operate para lahat makapagtrabaho na or makapagnegosyo na din.
Pero yung, for example, kung 75%, of course, dapat mamimaintain pa rin yung distance. So, kailangan mag-a-adjust yung mga establishments.
Oh yes, Ruth, importante talaga kasi it's balancing the economy and health, di ba? Kaya lang, gusto natin talagang buksan lahat ng negosyo para everybody will get back their employment, yung mga negosyo na makaka-start na ulit kumita. Kaya lang, we cannot compromise health, so these establishments will have to strictly comply pa rin with all the health protocols. Physical distancing, wearing of face mask, face shield, alcohol, yung sanitation ng lugar nila and their hands, of course, and then yung proper ventilation. So these things, kahit na mag-operate, regardless nga of any quarantine sana, kung masusunod natin to, makakapag-prevent pa rin tayo ng transmission ng virus.
Tapos may sinasabi rin before yung mga ibang officials ng IATF talking about parang uusad na tayo doon sa going into the different normal, no? Hindi na nga siya new normal, different normal. Ano daw ibig sabihin po kaya niyan?
Kasi habang wala pa tayong virus, habang wala pa tayong vaccine for the virus, this is going to be the new normal na or a different normal. Kung dati, normal sa atin yung getting together na in one room, mga 20 people, ganyan na kung mag-party tayo or get together. Ngayon, iba na yung normal natin. We can move into our normal lives, pero strictly following health protocols. Magkakahiwalay or naka-face mask pa rin. I think this has become the new normal and a new behavior for all of us na kahit na magkasama tayo with friends or with family, naka-face mask pa rin tayo lahat or naka-face shield. Just a protection para lang masigurado na hindi tayo mahawahan or hindi tayo makakahawa. This has become the different normal or maybe another new normal for all of us.
Pero Yusek, yung isa pang issue dyan, papalapit na tayo sa holiday. Well, bear is considered na natin na holiday season pag bear months, no? Baka mas maraming tao, syempre, yung lumabas, mag-get together. Paano po kayang gagawin natin dyan?
Yung getting together, baka towards Christmas, baka hindi pa rin siya ganon kagaya dati, kagaya nung Christmas 2019. It's going to be different now kasi mas maingat na yung mga tao. And it's good na okay, mag-reunion tayo or get together, pwedeng via Zoom or conference or whatever. Pero kung physical yan, everybody will have to follow the protocols dahil we cannot afford na dumami ulit yung kaso natin dahil lang nag-Christmas, dahil lang nag-Pasko at nag-celebrate tayo tapos tataas lahat yung cases natin. So, kailangan natin lahat sumunod dun sa protocols. Not only because government is imposing it, but because we really want to prevent getting the virus or, transmitting it to our friends and family.
But how will you, in terms of monitoring yung mga establishments na sumusunod talaga sila, paano nyo po gagawin yan? Lalo na nga ngayong Christmas kasi for sure maraming pupunta sa mga malls, sa mga restaurants, even yung mga sinasabi yung live events or concerts, baka may mga ganyan po. Paano po ang monitoring?
We actually do it every day. Yung establishments natin, we have the DTI, DOH, DOLE, and DILG all together or individually, talagang nagmo-monitor yan. But this time kasi, we also have the assistance of the private sector. So, example, sa mall, yung mall managers na talaga yung kinakausap natin to make sure that they comply with all the health protocols and make sure also na advise nila yung kanilang customers when people go around the mall, meron silang mga signages, yung directional signs nila and instructions for people. So, even in restaurants, yung restaurant owners din mismo kinakausap natin to make sure na papasunurin nila yung mga customers nila sa protocols.
And if they don't, ano po ang sanctions?
Actually, it's a temporary shutdown lang naman until they comply with the protocols. But just a reminder also to businesses, ayaw nila naman syempre ma-disrupt ulit yung negosyo nila after i-allow na natin i-open. So they really have to comply.
Okay. Marami po tayong pag-uusapan kasama si Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo sa pagbabalik ng newsroom ngayon dito sa CNN Philippines. Kasama pa rin natin dito sa serbisyo ngayon si Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo. Yusek, pag-usapan naman natin itong mga binibigay na tulong ng DTI sa mga maliliit na negosyante. Ano ba yung pwedeng i-avail ngayon ng mga nangangailangan po ng assistance?
Meron pa rin tayong loan assistance through the Small Business Corporation na nagbibigay talaga to ng tulong or pagpapautang sa micro and small enterprises. They can borrow for micro enterprises, they can borrow as much as 200,000 pesos. For small enterprises, they can borrow as much as 500,000 pesos.
Tapos ma'am, madali lang po ba yung proseso sa pag-apply nila for loan? Meron bang mga online mechanisms yan?
Oh yes, it's purely online. Actually, puntahan lang nila yung Small Business Corporation website, SB Corp. Lahat ng documents nila i-upload lang nila in the computer para yung verification na yon tsaka lang titingnan ng SB Corp pagka na-submit na nila online. Pero wala silang physical contact. Everything will be done through email. Lahat ng communications nila. It takes about siguro 7 to 10 working days for SB Corp to reply kasi ang dami naman talagang nag-a-apply. Siyempre, iniisa-isa rin nila yung documents. So, we ask the customers o yung borrowers to just be patient. Antayan lang nila, sasagot din ng SB Corp.
Okay, doon naman sa ibang usapin, kamustahin lang po namin yung supply ng basic goods natin ngayon and even yung mga presyo po ng mga pangunahing bilihin.
We have sufficient supply. Hindi tayo nawalan. If you notice, even at the height of the pandemic, at the height of the lockdown, talagang tuloy-tuloy yung supply natin. That's what DTI did together with the Department of Agriculture para siguradong hindi tayo maubusan. Prices have remained stable up to now. wala tayong problema. And then we, of course, continue to communicate with the manufacturers para sigurado lang na hindi magtataas yung presyo, or we get data from them kung nagtaas yung raw materials nila or kung anong mga changes dun sa presyo ng mga produkto.
And then for the holiday season, ano pong inaasahan natin? Usually nagpipeak talaga yung mga certain products, no? Anong forecast nyo po?
We magkakaroon siguro ng slight changes kasi from last year, syempre merong mga nagtaas rin na ibang materials nila, yung cost components. So baka medyo gumalaw ng konti, just a little bit. But of course, yung communication natin with the manufacturers to make sure na sana yung absolute minimum lang yung paggalaw ng presyo nila.
And we were hoping sana to get pa na yung SRP nyo for holiday products, no? Pero hindi pa pala kayo usually naglalabas ng at this time.
Yung suggested retail price kasi natin for the regular basic necessities and prime commodities, hindi pa lumalabas. We have not changed it since last year, September, but baka kailangan na rin natin maglabas ng bago. Merong bababa, merong tataas. So unahin lang natin yon before we release the Noche Buena suggested retail price bulletin.
Ma'am, yung napansin ko rin kasi lately maraming online sale at kaakibat niyan marami ring mga online reklamo, no? Ano ba yung common na nakukuha yung mga reklamo ngayon at ano bang pwedeng gawin? Ano bang karapatan ng consumers when it comes to that?
For online transactions, yes, you're right. As of September 15, 2020, we have received siguro mga 13,900, almost 14,000 involving online transactions. So just a reminder, doon sa online sellers natin, lahat ng kailangan gawin ng physical store, kailangan din sundin ng online sellers. Kasi there is no distinction between an online and an offline transaction. So the consumer rights available to everyone is also available when they do online transactions. Walang distinction yon. So the responsibilities also ng seller, whether it's online or offline, pareho din. Defective, we have received complaints about defective products, yung deceptive sales ad, yung mga advertisements na iba yung naka-describe doon sa internet or sa webpage, iba naman yung nare-receive ng consumer. Madaming ganun. So sana warning lang rin sa sellers natin, online sellers, na ang tumataas yung complaints. And these complaints are, of course, not left unacted upon. Talagang sinosolve namin yung mga issues. So para hindi na sila masama dun sa mga listahan namin sa DTI, sa Fair Trade Enforcement Bureau ng mga sellers na nagiging delinquent na o yung dumadami yung complaints against them, para wag na silang masali, iayos na lang nila yung kanilang sales transactions.
Tsaka yung lagi nyo pong paalala na dapat ilalagay yung presyo, no? Kasi sabi nyo, pareho sa physical store na nakadisplay yung presyo.
Oo, price tag. That's the price tag law. Sa physical store, hindi ba nakalagay yung presyo doon sa produkto? Kailangan online, on the face of the product itself, nakalagay din yung tag price. Pati yung mga pag-advertise nila online, kung paano mo i-advertise yan in the physical store, ganun din. Kasi porque hindi nakikita, pwede mo nang i-mislead yung consumer, hindi ba? And it cannot be the case. Kailangan maging responsible din yung seller natin, online or offline.
Ma'am, may bago bang development dun sa SRP dapat sana for gadgets for school? Kasi dati sinabi nyo pinag-aaralan pa yon eh. Or parang may ilalabas kayo na advisory sa parang dapat specifications na required for gadgets?
That's right. Hindi pa rin nakaka-decide actually ang DTI. We submitted recommendations to Secretary Lopez. Yung recommendation natin, kasi every 3 months pala naglalabas ng panibagong specification, panibagong design, panibagong size. So hindi siya ganun kadali lagyan ng suggested retail price. And we have the most basic requirements din ng Department of Education. Yun yung pinakamababa talaga. And then another finding that we had, compared to December 2019, yung presyo ng ngayon, September, ang daming produkto na bumaba pa, mga brands and specifications na mas mababa kasi parang na-outmodel siya ng mga bago. Eh ang kailangan lang naman natin sa Department of Education, yung basic, hindi naman yung mga pinaka-high-tech because it's just video conferencing na kailangan nila. So hindi pa tayo sure kung maglalagay tayo.
Last na lang ma'am, yung mga may reklamo po, saan po sila pwedeng kumontak sa DTI?
Oh, please, for any consumer complaint or any concern that you have with DTI, we have the DTI hotline 1384, or
Walang
for any
graphics.
consumer complaint, please send an email to consumercare@dti.gov.ph.
Maraming pong salamat kay Trade Undersecretary Ruth Castelo.